Dan Trudeau here. I'm the VP and Executive Recruiter at PRA USA, and like many of you right now, I'm working from my home office. Now, with everything going on right now, from COVID-19 to talks of a global recession, I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about job searching. Well, it's an understatement to say that it's a challenging time to do a job search, but that doesn't mean you can't. And for a lot of people, there's no choice. If you're out of a job or afraid you might be out of a job, you can't sit around and wait for the global situation to improve. So with that, let's talk about the 6 steps to keeping your job search going. Now, these are very similar to steps in a regular job search, but there are little differences, and those little differences can make a big difference. First things first, you want to do everything you can to keep your head cool and anxiety down. I know that's easier said than done, but we need to be smart about this, and you can't be if you're operating from a desperate mindset. It leads to a lot of wasted time and energy. Not only that, it's got a negative effect on the way you communicate and present yourself. Companies want to hire someone who is cool under pressure. So you want to give that impression from day one. Also, a desperate mindset leaves you vulnerable to people who want to take advantage, because there are people out there looking to exploit times like this, and you don't want to find yourself pressured into or sold on a bad situation. Now it's time to get set up. You need to set aside some space in your house or apartment for your job search headquarters. Ideally something like a home office, but it could even be the corner of a bedroom, etc. Whatever you can set aside specifically for this effort. It'll need a computer, some paper for taking notes, whatever else you need to get organized. Next, you need to establish your online presence, which is important in any job search, but especially now when face-to-face opportunities are so limited. Do you have a LinkedIn account? If you don't, it's time to set one up. If you do, it's time to make sure it's completely updated. Also, you need to update or create profiles on the job boards, Monster, Career Builder, Glassdoor, etc. You just need to make sure you have a list of all those potential resources and check them off as you go through them. Also, make sure you have a Skype account. It's the best we're going to be able to do for a little while when in-person interviews are off the table. Next, it's time to define what you have to offer. Now, you may think you already know this. After all, it's the work you've done and the experience and skills you've gained doing it. And a lot of professional careers like engineer or lawyer have very specific defined skills that go with them. Not everyone has that advantage, and even they may find themselves having to dig deeper. In a down job market, skills that made you a hot commodity even 3-4 months ago, you might find that there's not so much demand for them right now. So what you need to do is you need to take a deep look at the full range of your experience and what you've done well within that. In addition to your technical skills, maybe, you're really good at pulling people together from different groups into one joint effort, or, maybe you're the first person anyone calls in a crisis. Reach out to your colleagues, your former and current colleagues, ask their opinion. You may find that you have strengths you didn't even know you had. Next, you're going to list out these strengths and you're going to tie them to specific accomplishments. For instance, I used my organizational skills to, smooth out a communication problem that had been slowing deliveries down, or, our product development team had been having all these issues and I created a new process that took care of those issues. This list that you're creating right now is what you're going to use to sell yourself. Your next step is you're going to network like crazy. While a lot of offices are closed right now, key people are still working from home. They're plugged into social media. That means you still have an opportunity to put yourself in front of them. Networking is important in any job search, in any job market. The difference now is you're going to have to cast your net out wider to a greater variety of people. In the past you might have said, I'm looking for a very specific job and a very specific sort of company in a specific industry. Well, now instead of responding to jobs, you're going to be reaching out to people, advertising the qualities that you've listed, and this is going to help open up opportunities you would have never found before. Because no matter what's going on in the economy, companies have problems to solve, and you're going to communicate that you are a problem solver. You're going to send connection requests to decision makers. You're going to post about your skills and successes to timelines. You're going to do that every day. In fact, you're going to do that multiple times a day. The reason why is posts disappear from people's timelines after a short period of time, so you have to keep putting yourself out there to make sure you get seen. And yes, by all means, keep responding to job postings and definitely make sure that you're working with recruiters in your specialty area. An agency will still be able to find opportunities other people can't. Now it's time to get the interview process started. No one knows how long a particular crisis is going to last. It might be weeks, it might be a month or two before you can have a face-to-face interview again. Again, we're lucky to have the technology we do. Now, to do this, you have to be both assertive and flexible. If you connect with somebody and you offer a call and they say, well, I don't know if I can offer you anything right now, tell them you understand completely. You're perfectly happy to have a phone interview or Skype conversation with the understanding that there's no commitment beyond that point. It doesn't hurt to get to know them right now, even if there's no immediate payoff. And be flexible, be willing to talk to them during the day, in the evening, whatever works for them. Establishing relationships now is going to pay dividends, even again, if you don't get an offer right now, because you're going to have relationships established. You're going to have things set up so they're ready to go when things are up and moving again. Hey, thanks for taking the time to listen, and make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. PRA USA has been helping people in their careers for 30 years now. In the coming days, weeks, months, years, we're going to be, sharing advice, answering questions, responding to current issues, just doing what we can to give you the benefit of our experience to make sure that you get the career you want and deserve. So again, like, share, subscribe. We look forward to seeing you again soon.